At Superior Restoration Products. We're going to show today here we have a vinyl seat, which is very common. A bunch of cat scratches, how they peel and flake. So we're going to do a repair on it. It's fairly simple, doesn't take very long. There is drying time. It's going to be real flexible when we're done. Okay, I've seen a lot of other type of repairs on the internet. We're going to try to make one that's real easy to do. Over here are the products we're going to use. It comes in your kit. It's going to be sold as a kit. You got your cleaner. Okay. You've got your texture, you've got your filler, it's an adhesive. This one here is a regular filler, it's not an adhesive, it's more of a top coat. It's going to make it feel like the original skin. And then we got the sealer, okay? Your little spreader, razor blade, sandpaper. And this happens to be black, the color, which makes it easy. And your scrub brush to clean and a pair of gloves. So all this will be coming in your kit, not coming in color. You'll have to pick your color when you place the order if you decide to get one. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get our cleaner, and you can see some scratches here, and we're going to clean it. Okay, so we're going to get it all scrubbed up. Get all of the dirt off of it. If it's real filthy, you might want to use soap and water first to get all the dirt off it, but this was pretty clean already. So then we let it dry. Take the hair dryer if you want. And get it to work here. Get it dry so it's nice and dry. Make sure you have your gloves on. Okay. Then we're going to take our Von CA, our sealer here. This is what we're trying to do since you can't sand. People think to sand it. We can't sand it right now with all these edges. You'll never get them off. Okay? So we're going to kind of use this super glue and rub it on here. And what it's going to do, it's going to harden all the pieces. Okay? It's going to get them a little bit brittle, which is what we want. Okay? That way when it cures, which only takes a few minutes, we'll be able to sand them pretty smooth, okay? So let's take a second and let it cure, okay? All right, we're back now. Now that it's all cured out now, it doesn't take very long. We're gonna lightly sand it with 400 grit sandpaper. Now we can kind of get some of it. We're not doing too much, just nice and easy, just to kind of make it smooth. Any little tips that are from those frayed edges, now that we put the glue on there, it's made a little bit crispier, which is what we wanted, so it'll come right off. We only put a little bit of glue, so it's not going to affect the flexibility of the repair. Half of it's coming off anyway. Okay, now it's nice and pretty smooth. It's pretty nice. Take our rag and wipe off a little bit of the dust with that cleaner. Okay. We'll put a little bit of color on there, a guide coat to see what it looks like. Okay, now it's got all, now it's all nice and smooth, but now we got to put a little filler in there. Okay, a little adhesive in there. Try to fill up to make it a little bit smoother. So we take our little adhesive here, the gel, rub it on there. Now this is real flexible. A little bit, it's way thicker than the other glue, so it'll do a little filling. You can put it on with a palette knife or the spreader if you like. I just like using my fingers. Make sure you wear gloves. A nice little coat on there. It's real flexible. Okay, that's our next step. Alright, now we gotta let this dry. Okay? And our adhesive now has dried, so we're going to take 400 grit sandpaper and just lightly smooth it. Just to get the tops off. Actually, I'll even take off my gloves so I can feel it. Yeah, it feels pretty smooth. Okay, now it's smooth and it's real flexible. Very flexible. Okay, put a little color on it, see how it looks. Alright, starting to look good, nice and smooth, everything's laid down. And then our last step is the actual filler, to fill the imperfections, vinyl filler. So put some of that on there. I cut the spatula in half here, it makes it easier to use. You get a big one, but it's slightly easier when it's smaller. Get it nice and smooth. You can use a palette knife, you can use whatever you want. Actually, I just like using this, it seems to work easier. A rag here. Right, this will fill up all the holes, little imperfections. Okay, now we gotta let it dry again. All right, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back now. It's dried now. So this now should be just about done. So I'm just gonna really lightly sand it with 400 grit sandpaper. Real lightly. Nice and smooth. Since we're gonna paint, we're gonna put a little tape over it here. In your house, you might want to use drop cloth or something, just lay it so that way you don't have the paint overflow. And if you use tape, you'll get a line. So you kind of want to just use something like that. Okay. Add a little color. Test it somewhere. Okay, this happens to be black, so we're lucky the color is black. If you need to get if you order the kit, you can go online and pick the color out of the SEM color charts. Okay. So basically that's what we've done. Pretty much looks like new. Looks pretty good. If you want to adjust the sheen, you have a low, a medium, and a gloss sheen you can order too. That way if you want to make it flat, shiny, or not so shiny. The paint's a satin finish, so that might work. Now if you want to make it, maybe it's not perfect and you want to make it, it looks pretty good. We did leave a little bit of grain in it because there's grain in the vinyl, right? So we don't want it perfectly smooth. We want it to match the vinyl grain that's in it already. So it looks pretty good. But this is a spray grain you can use if you want. And this just puts a little bit of a kind of a blending grain. So if you spray a little mist of that on there, see now it gets in there and let that dry. Where's our hair dryer? Grab our hair dryer. This is a hair dryer. I'm just warming it up here. I've got a little bit ready. Lay it down a little bit. There we go. Put some more paint on it. There we go. Looks like new. That's it. The tape. This is kind of the old part's kind of duller, so we. Oops. We took some flat. This is a flatter sheen. So if we spray the flattener sheet on it, dry it. It'll just dull it down. Okay, so the final finish there. Pretty good. And very flexible.